So what did the left eye say to the right eye? Between us, something smells. Do you get it? The two eyes, between them, there's the nose. That smells? I think that joke smelled.
Perfect.
Hello there broskies, Erkin back here with possibly a New Balance sneaker you've never heard of. On today's episode, we are reviewing the New Balance 452. So New Balance have been crushing it for the past couple of years especially. It's been a bit more mainstream, whereas before it was more sort of the hipsters wearing them. I'd say the last like 3 or 4 years or so that New Balance have really stepped it up. Now yes, if you haven't clocked on already, this isn't my sneaker, it's actually my missus. She was actually looking for a new daily sneaker and I suggested so many different ones, a lot more expensive as well, and I was like, look, I've got it. But she was like, nah, let me get these. Now from what I know, this sneaker is actually a unisex shoe. So boys, if you like them, then grab them. But I've been putting off this review, so it's about time I got to it. Of course I can give my opinion on how it looks and all the materials and that sort of thing, but I can't really give my opinion in terms of how they feel. So what I have done, I've literally written stuff down that my missus has said about the shoe and she absolutely loves them. But anyways, with all that aside, let's go back to business. Let's start off with the box. Now this sneaker does come with a unique sort of box that I've seen anyway. It's a red New Balance box with the NB logos slapped all over it. It's not the most standout box, but compared to the grey New Balance boxes that we normally get, it's sort of nice to see. But anyways, on the product sticker itself, it does actually say New Balance 452 trainers in white and black. And then it says the colour is white with the sizing being a UK 6. Now these do normally retail for around £60 to £70, but there are a lot of sales with this shoe. And like always, I will try to leave some purchase links down below just in case you want to grab yourself a pair. But of course, if you're thinking about grabbing a pair, let's talk about the sizing. Now my missus, when it comes to her normal Nike shoes like the Air Max 95, the Air Force 1 Flyknits, which is mostly her go-tos, she is normally a UK 6 and in her own words, they did fit perfectly going true to size. Now, of course, this sneaker does tick a lot of boxes, but let's see up close and personal as to why. Now, although technically it's not classed as a dad shoe per se, but it defo has that chunky retro look to it. And we've seen so many brands and so many other sneakers try and pull it off, but there's just something missing. But of course, mostly the colorway is white with black hints and then the odd silver colorway too. But because most of the overlays are in leather, it does hold up pretty well in terms of dirt. But don't get me wrong though, the medial and lateral side on the mid panels do have cotton, just like where the N logos are. Now there is a lot going on here at first glance, like the underlays, the overlays, and of course the cross stitching and whatnot. But once you have a long hard look, it is pretty simple. It's not doing too much, but it does do enough differently. But other than the upper, in terms of the lacing, the lace holes aren't actually reflective, which at first glance, I did think so. Now predominantly the tongue is in cotton, but towards the top we do have that leather panel, with of course the New Balance branding. Now they only come with one set of laces, which of course does come in white, which is pretty hard to keep clean, I won't lie. So every so often you might have to slap them in the wash. Now the sock liner, I'm kind of glad they went with black here. They could have went with white, which would have been a nightmare to keep clean as well. But we have that soft cotton sock liner and then the insole is black again with the New Balance branding at the back. But the heel counter, we do have the N logo at the back with the 452 just in case you forgot the name of the shoe. And bruh, the way New Balance names their shoes, I don't blame you if you actually forget. But it is pretty sturdy towards the back in terms of structure. Now we do have Absorb technology in the midsole, which is very chunky, but it works well here. But New Balance do use Absorb in a lot of their shoes when it comes to the comfort. Now moving on to the outsole, it is pretty unique here. We have the New Balance branding in the middle going across and then a big N logo towards the heel. Right broskies, was I right? I bet you've never heard of this shoe in your life because to be honest, before this, I didn't. But before we do move on to whether this is a buy or a buy, I'm actually going to read out everything my missus said about this shoe. So I've been a Nike fan my whole life and I was hesitant to try these out, but I was so glad I did. They are actually the most comfiest lightweight trainers. My feet feel close to the ground than they do with other top brands on their shoes. And wearing these, I can actually walk for longer. And there's a lot more comfort in these than other trainers. They're not bulky, they're not heavy, and they are very, very breathable. They're light, and yet they provide some support whilst looking great. And to finish off, I love the unique design. The price point is good as well. They are now my everyday go-to trainer. So you've heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Not literally, forgive me. But now I guess it's my turn to decide whether these are a buy or a buy. So I've kind of given you what my missus says because she wears them near enough every day. But in terms of what I think about the design of the shoe and the look of it, it might be a total different story. Now yes, the shoe in itself might not be for me because it's not the typical shoe I would go for. But when it comes to New Balance and the price point of this shoe as well, I don't think I can complain. It's got a great unique design, the retro look to it as well. I'm a sucker for some vintage and retro designs. That's why I'm such a big fan of New Balance, because they have a blend of 80s and 90s style shoes. But at the same time, they do also add that modern twist. And in my opinion, this sneaker does it so well. So for the price point of the 452s, the uniqueness, and of course the amount of colorways you can choose from, it could be one of those shoes you sort of leave by the door and wear them every single day. I have no doubt that this shoe is very comfortable, especially using Absorb technology, because New Balance is sort of known for being the comfort king, if you will. But anyways, broskies, a lot of positive things to say about this shoe, especially from my missus, so you get the all clear here. Of course, we are giving the New Balance 452 an absolute buy. But broskies, let me know down below what you think about this 452. Is this a sneaker that you've heard about before, or is this totally new? Leave it all down below and I will pin the best comment. Anyways, my broskies, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit me up on the IG as well, because I'm most active over there. And whilst you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. And until the next video, take care. The New Balance 453. Is it? 452, bro. 452. Even I didn't know it. Even I don't know the sneaker. Let's take that again.